Hello, Altos. How are we doing? Hello, Elizabeth, Maggie, Jane. I think that's it for now. Carolyn, hello. Well, I have to say, I have to agree with you about the weather. It has literally just started maybe hailing, maybe snowing here. It looks so miserable out there. So miserable. I'm very glad to be here and not outside right now. Hi. Hi, Helen. Oh dear, I'm just watching it because it's so horrible. I basically can't see out of my window for the rain and sleetiness. I'm fine, thank you, Helen. I'm really quite glad to be here, and it's the final session of the week. Always is with you wonderful altos for the Rossini. And we've had 3 really good sessions on Et Vitam Ventori with the sopranos, the tenors and the basses, and I think everyone's feeling a lot more positive about it. So I'm glad to be spending another hour just getting stuck into the notes, keeping it slow and getting used to it before we speed it up. So if anyone wants to be ahead and on the right page, then it's figure 42. Figure 42. Hi Linda, hi Rosemary and Paula. I'm glad to hear that it's getting better. I can kind of see a distant gleam of sun, but oh my gosh, it's made me feel really chilly as well. Hello. Shan, Paul and Nancy. Hi, Christine. Oh my gosh, I can hear it through my microphone. How gross. Hi, Margaret. Maggie says the page turns at speed are challenging. Yeah, it's just challenging, isn't it? But we're going to get there. We've had some really, really good sessions this week, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's good to hear that some of you have been working on it in the meantime as well. That's wonderful. Oh, a fire, Helen, that's what I want. A lovely open fire and a little glass of beer. Hi, Gillian. Hello. Oh, a log burner. Yep. Don't have one of those here, sadly. Or even an open fire, but never mind. Paula, that's sounding very uplifting to me, very hopeful that there's some weather coming after this weather. Although, to be honest, I'm not going anywhere after this anyway, so as long as it's nice by tomorrow, that would suit me. Hello, Terry. Medium show. Oh, I haven't really got into sherry actually yet. That's a new one for me. I've cooked with it, but I don't really particularly like it just by itself. But a big warming glass of ale or a red wine. I could take a red wine actually, or a mulled wine even in this. Honestly. Hi, Susanna. Hi, Dorothy. And Helena. Hello. Helen. Oh my gosh, Jane, that sounds pretty terrifying. I haven't given up on sherry yet. Don't worry. I'm not saying never, but I just need to try a bit harder. Same with me and whiskey. I'm trying quite hard. Oh, port. Now, yes, Diane, I can get on board with port. Definitely. Gosh, Denzel. Adele, hello, hello. Oh, hot chocolate. Oh, now there's a good idea. There's a good idea. I'm enjoying this alcohol. I'm reading everyone's comment about their tipple of choice here. On a cold, this is your tipple of choice on a cold day. I think we have to make that clear. Oh, great, Ethel. That's really good to hear. Fantastic. Sorry, I'm talking about alcohol too much now, aren't I? I don't drink that much, don't worry. Moira, get it in the pan, get it warmed up. Ooh, rosemary, that sounds cool. Port or whiskey on a cold day, yeah. I can understand that. The thing is though, even a Guinness is a good drink when you're cold, even though it is a cold drink. I find it's quite warming as a drink. Beer all the way. Red wine for rosemary, yes. Red wine is my favourite wine, at least. Helena, thank you. I will save sherry for a few years' time, maybe. And I know I haven't tried white port. I'm not sure I've even heard of it. I presume that's this made with, it's a kind of richer white wine, is it? Baileys. Oh, Baileys in a nice coffee. Yep, can get that. Helen's son has a brewery. I'm very into my crafty ales. Very, very much. Hi, Mark. Gosh, well, that ended up being quite an intense conversation, actually, about about alcohol. And you know what? We really do need to do some work, Altos. So if you can put that conversation behind you, now I'm having to read all of these things. You see. Oh, I have heard about port in a melon. I have heard that. Okay, right. Music. Hello, altos. Don't put me off now. You have to stop now. I'm going to have to put a piece of paper over that bit of the screen, I think. Okie dokie. If you would like to stand up or sit up, whatever you want to do, but make sure we're doing that properly. So feet flat on the floor and feeling a little bit taller through your back and through the back of your head, not leaning through your chin, not leaning up with your chin. And we're just going to roll our shoulders back 4 times. Oh. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And 4 times forwards. Just seeing, have I tried Brewdog? Christine, I absolutely have. I've even been to a Brewdog tasting experience. I love Brewdog, and I can't ignore that comment. We're going to breathe in for 4 now and out to a shh for 8. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and shh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Hello, Ian and Margaret, Gwyn, Karen, Claudia, and Catherine. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to now breathe in for 4 and out to a s for 8. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finally on a f, please. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Okie dokie. Let's go on to something pitched, so shall we? So, I just get my pedal. This is B flat. And from here, on a j, please, j for jardin in French. J, j. 1, 2. And the moment that we ping open our mouth is going to be quite explosive rather than ja and a kind of slow release. We're going to go ja, pinging the ah into the top of our face, into the kind of the mask of the face with a bright ah instead of ja, ja. Lightening up the eyes, please. Lots of kind of bright, excited faces ready for some fast allegro singing. I can't remember where we were. There we were. One more altos. Wonderful. Okie dokie. So, we are actually going to get quite stuck in immediately today. I know that's a short warm-up, so what I've been saying to everyone is just take it easy as we begin, as you vocally warm up throughout learning the piece, and then you can give it a little bit more later on. But we do start in a fairly okay register today. Now then, you know what we're looking at. We're looking at Et Resurrexit, please. Et Resurrexit, and it's figure 42. Figure 42. So for me, it's on page 150. But that's a little bit different for other people. I'll just give you a moment to find that. And today I'm going to go through it section by section, and the sections I've created, as you know, on Tuesday I've put some new little figure numbers in, and I've just made these sections, really, it's more psychological than anything, just so we feel like, oh, we did that section. Now I've got the next section. It's nothing that Rossini decided, I really just decided them myself to make it kind of manageable and easy to rehearse in nice chunks as well. So, without further ado, let's begin at figure 42, your first entry please. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's the 8th bar of figure 42. Altos, we start with the main theme. So let's try this slowly. I know we looked at this on Tuesday, but I think there's no harm doing this again, okay? 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 1. Amen. Okay, so as we learn this whole allegro, the thing I'm going to be asking you to do, particularly because you're altos and because it sits in quite a low part of your range, is to sing with a much lighter kind of dancing style, dancing quality to every line that you sing. If we put too much voice behind it and it's too heavy, as we start speeding up the tempo, it's not going to work. We'll trip over our own voice. It's going to be too heavy. It's going to sound too thick, too kind of, too much. So really light, even though it's low, and that's quite a challenge for the alto part particularly. Can we go back to where we began? So the first entry after figure 42. Thinking particularly about singing lightly. 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 And we're going to start where we've just finished. Amen. We're just going to do that final amen 3 times in a row. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. Faster. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. Great. Now that little tail end, can you go backwards from there to the previous amen, which also starts on an E? Amen. It's quite a fiddly little one, this. Okay. 1, 2, 1. Amen. And again. 1, 2, 1. Amen. And again. 1, 2, 1. Amen. And this time we're going to put on the little tag at the end. Same thing. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. All of that again is 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. Final time. 1, 2, 1. Oh, Ellie! 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. Fantastic. Now, can you now go back to your first entry? So after figure 42, 8 bars. Et vitam. Lively, bouncing is 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 Brilliant. Now we carry on and we go to the long minim ascending scale, which is our counter melody, as you know. So the et vitam is our main melody, and then we have this lovely counter melody. Amen. Amen. Let's just start with that little chunk at the end. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. And now let's go back to the scale, the beginning of the minims. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Fantastic. This is great work. Now let's put this all together. Let's go back to figure 42 again, et vitam. Don't know what I'm doing with my eye. It's got a problem though. Maybe I'll just close it. Okay. Et vitam. Figure 42, 8 bars in. 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 1. Amen. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, the next entry, so if you go onwards 3 bars, we have Amen. Okay, Amen. And then if you go onwards another 3 bars, we get Amen. And then if you go onwards another 3 bars, we have Amen. So that's a wonderful little run of the 3 same phrases, just going up each time. So can we try those three phrases, please? Amen. So that's the first one that starts on the C sharp. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Amen. Wonderful. 3 lovely phrases in a row. Then we go back to minims. Now let's try these minims next. It's a bit slower again. Is 1. Amen. And we stop there at figure 43. That's the end of what I'm going to call the first section of this. And actually we meet most of the musical material here in section 1. Those minims are a little bit awkward to navigate, okay? We're kind of going around the circle of fifths. Can we try them again? Look, so before figure 43, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. 1, 2, 1. Try the last 1.5 bars before 43. So da da dum ba da ba ba bum. Amen. 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 And now I want you to tag on the low A that comes just before that. So we have Amen. 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 Yeah? Now let's do all of the minims, So now 7 bars before figure 43. Is 1. Amen. Let's do that one more time, shall we? And then we'll put this all together. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Always light at the end. All of these faster moving passages, we're going to keep it light and bouncy, yeah. Brilliant, altos. Well, let's go back now, all the way back to figure 42, and we're going to put the whole of section 1 together now. So this is the 8th bar of figure 42. Et vitam. Here we go. 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1. Amen. Amen. Whew. Section 1. Cha-ching. Okay, into section 2. This starts at figure 43. And of course, you come in the 4th bar. And let's do this slowly now, okay? 1, 2, 1. Amen. 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 to. It's 43B, figure 43B. Men. Just before you go, ah. Okay? So just get 43B marked in, please, if you haven't already, because I'm going to use that. So as we see, if we go back to figure 43 now, the beginning of this section, lots of material comes back again. However, there are traps and we mustn't fall into them. So let's start slowly again at figure 43 and we'll stop as we go along. This is the fourth bar. Amen. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 1, 2. Et vitam. And there's trap number 1. Because at the beginning of this section of the whole allegro, you of course have et vitam yadadam. This time, da-da-dam. Down the major triad. It's a trap. Don't fall into it. Da-do-dum. That's the major triad one this second time round. I don't know how you're going to write that on the page, but maybe it's a trap or something like that. Just be really careful, okay? That's all I'm saying. So let's carry on from this major triad, et vitam. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 And I'm just going to stop there, okay? Looking back at that, we've got some kind of really little fiddly moments, and every now and again we do get a little fiddly bit that kind of lasts for 8 bars or so. We just need to work it out, keep paying attention, make sure we're spot on. So we're going to do this slowly one more time, and if you can find again et vitam ventori after figure 43, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th bar after 43, it's bar 211. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 So we've just got to navigate that little fiddly bit, okay? It's bar 218 onwards, but I know not everyone has bar numbers. So if we can go back to that et vitam again, et vitam, it's good to run into it. And we'll keep doing it, getting slightly faster. So this is still going to be that slower speed, just to get used to it. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 Okay, slightly faster. Et vitam. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 One final time. Et 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now let's carry on. So we go back to our minim melody here. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 43B. We've arrived. And that scale is, of course, just the counter melody that we already know. So that's the whole of the second section. I think we should put that all together now. And in fact, we're going to put it all together with the first section. So if you go back to figure 42 and your first entry on your et vitam, 8 bars after figure 42. Et vitam. So remember, we've gone back to the old one. Et vitam. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Amen. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 2, 1. Amen. Hooray! Okay, into section 3. Now, here, the altos are the most important people, as you obviously always are anyway, but you begin things and you start this melody and the basses continue the melody in canon. I'm having a lot of people saying, please can you do 218 again? Yes, I can. I absolutely can. Bar 218 is before figure 43B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bars before 43B, okay? And the way I'm singing it, which isn't going to be the right way in the end, but for now is breaking it. So it goes, ah, amen, ah, amen, ah, amen, ah, amen, ah, amen, ah, amen, 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 and then join them together afterwards. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. And then we carry on from there. Amen. 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 Let's go from the first one. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. One more time is 1, 2, 1. Amen. Amen. So really see it as 2 little fragments. Da da dum, ba da bum. Ah, amen. Okay, and then join those up. I'm going to move on for now. I hope that's okay. So we're looking now at figure 43B. 43B. And the lucky thing here, altos, is that we get some repeats. Hooray! Repeated phrases. 3 of them, in fact. Shall we try this slowly? 43B is 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. 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 And we're going to stop there, okay? So 3 of the same. Hooray! Hallelujah! Should we try that again? Figure 43B. 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. 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 very end there, that we're nice and low on that G natural. Ya, da, dum, da, ba, bum. Okay? Good. Now, at figure 43B, with this repeating three phrases, the breathing is really difficult because we just get a little quaver every now and again. You might find that you need to take a little breath somewhere. That's fine by me, okay? Just a sneaky breath and come back in again. I find that otherwise it's just a lot, because the quaver breaths are so small that you kind of have to get a lot in. And what I don't want is to grab the quaver that we sing just before the quaver rest. So what we don't want is men, and grabbing that men. Never grab men. So just be careful that doesn't become choked, because we're trying to breathe really quickly. Okay. Let's try this again. 43B is 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. 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 Wonderful. Low G natural at the end. Look at this. The weather has changed. This is the sun. Hooray. Now should we carry on? So we've done our 3 repeated phrases. We carry on. That we've just arrived at on the D sharp, bum, and above you the sopranos are singing et. That's figure 43C, and that's the end of this section. Other than that, you'll obviously finish this phrase, da 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 dum, but it's going to be exactly on et on the forte that we hit 43C. Now, I find that this for me is the most kind of section of the whole thing, because it just, and I said this to the sopranos, it just kind of noodles around, just kind of meandery noodles. And we've got to be really precise with the noodling, and you've got to keep your brain switched on and read the notes rather than accidentally noodle the wrong way, okay? So we'll break this down, but let's start again now with the beginning of that section. So if you find figure 43B for me, and then count ahead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, which is where you get your F sharp. And we start with a repeated pattern, okay? So let's start there now. So this is bar 244 as well. 1. Let's call that the kind of first chunk. Should we try that again? 1. And again is 1. Faster is 1. Faster. 1, 2, 1. Okay, then from this B, this low B, let's go slowly again. So 1, 2. And we're going to stop there, okay? So we're just going from the low B up to that point. So it's literally 3 bars. 1, 2. Amen. Amen. Okay, same thing, the low B. 1, 2. Amen. And again. 1, 2. Amen. Let's try that a few times now, faster. 1, 2. Amen. Amen. One more time. Amen. Now let's go back to the first place that we began. So that's bar 244, or it's after 43B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bars. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, Amen. Let's do that again, shall we? 1, 2, 1. Amen. One more time, one more time. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Great. And I totally agree with Christine that it's the most awkward page turn if you've got this edition. It's really annoying. Now, I'd like to go back to figure 43B and put those two chunks together. So this is back to... Okay, 43B is 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. 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 Hooray! Now, let's continue. This is the real noodling now. So from the pianissimo, and notice that it is now pianissimo. Okay. 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, now what I love finding patterns, but the issue I think with this bit is that there's nothing too clear about a pattern. Just as you think it's a pattern, it changes. So I would say the best thing you can do here is put your kind of reading hat on and just really, really carefully read. It's a little bit of an annoying noodle, okay? So can we just try again now? Back to the pianissimo before 43C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bars. 1. Sorry about the drilling, by the way. I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway. 1 and 2 and 1. And just before figure 43C, I want us to be nice and precise about that rhythm as we jump off the low B. Ba, 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 amen. So really feeling the click of the second beat. 1, 2, amen. Okay, so that E is really nice and precise. Okie dokie everyone, let's take this back now all the way to figure 43, all the way back, 43. Back, and it's 3 bars after figure 43 where you come in, and we're going to put this all together, okay? So sections 2 and 3 together now. Okay, 2, 1. Amen. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 2, 1. Amen. Wonderful stuff. Now notice that before we reach that forte that we just got to, da do da dum, before that 3 bars there's a crescendo, and that crescendo is super duper duper important, please. So a huge crescendo, because you're taking us from pianissimo to forte, which is huge anyway, and we're leading the full choir to go back to a big old statement of the et vitam for the sopranos. Et vitam. They're back to the main melody, so it's a really important moment that we must make it up to forte for. Okie dokie, everyone. Let's carry on. We're in section 4 and there are only 5 sections. Good on us. So 43C, let's count on to your next entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. And we're back to et vitam. We're back to the first one now. Et vitam. Just watch those differences. And this section is only going to go from there up to figure 44, so it's hardly anything at all. Here we go. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. 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 And that's the end of that section, okay? Now, this is one of those sections where we have numerous traps, because we get the beginning of the main theme and we also get the beginning of the counter melody, but they all end differently. So traps, traps, traps galore here. Let's start back at where we first began, on the et vitam, which is before figure 44. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Et vitam. So we're going along fine, aren't we? Et vitam ventori seculi, and then it changes. Amen. Shorter. Let's get that out the way first. Et vitam. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. Just that again. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. And again. 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. One more time. It is 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. Okay. Now then. Let's carry on. Amen. We've seen that little figure before. That's all right. Amen. Let's do that a few times. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 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 Okay, we're going to put that now on the end of et vitam. Back to et vitam is 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. Amen. One more of those? Why not? Et 1, 2. Et vitam ventori seculi. Amen. Amen. Okay, that's okay. Now, the next little phrase is super duper awkward. Okay, there's only about 3 places that I would say are completely awkward, and this is one of them. Amen. Yeah. let's do it really slowly, just to like a joined up kind of huge romantic R. So we're going to go Amen. Just the notes, not the rhythms. Amen. And again. Amen. And again. Amen. One more time. And Amen. Now with the right rhythm. 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. And again. 1. Amen. Christine says that's a bit random. Do you know what? I can only agree, and I can only assume that we need a bit of harmony there. That's what this is providing. Not the best line in the world for you altos there for 2 bars, but we can cope. It's only 2 bars. Should we try it again? 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. And again, and 1. Amen. Slightly faster, and 1. Amen. One at a time. Amen. Good. And then we have our final scale. Trap. Da-da. Da-da-da-dum. And then a triad. So do not fall into that trap before figure 44, okay? So all of that together from the awkward 2 bars, let's do that now. 1 and 2 and 1. Amen. Amen. Can we put all of that section together? So I'm going back now to the et vitam. This is after figure 43C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. Et vitam. Okay. 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 One more time, et vitam. One more time is 1, 2. Et vitam venturi seculi. Amen. 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 Hooray! Okay, we're into figure 44. This is section 5, and it's the final section, the final countdown. Ba-da-ba-bam. Okay, so we start with an E, Amen. And we did look at this a little bit on Tuesday, didn't we? So we have a nice repeated pattern here. We have Amen, Amen. 2, 1, 2. Amen, Amen, Amen. And I'm going to stop before we go on because I want to speed up when we go on because it becomes minims and semi-breves and it gets very vocally tiring unless we pick up the pace. So if you just look back now at figure 44 and we'll just get this bit kind of knuckled down and then we'll carry on at a slightly faster speed. So figure 44, second bar is 1, 2. Amen, Amen. 2, 1, 2. Amen, Amen, Amen. And I love that interval. Altos, that's the best bit, isn't it? Yeah, do. Yeah, woo. Okay, so you can enjoy that. Let's try it again. Figure 44. 1, 2. Amen, Amen. 2, 1, 2. Amen, Amen, Amen. Fantastic. Now this time we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to carry on and we're just going to keep reading on because we get lots of long notes, which is great. And then the whole passage repeats itself completely again from the Amen. That comes back completely as it was again. So figure 44 is 1, 2. Amen, Amen. 2, 1, 2. Amen, Amen, Amen. 1, 2. Amen, amen, amen. Amen. 1. Amen, 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 amen. Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, men. 2, 1, 2. Amen, amen, amen. Good, and I'm going to stop here because this is the final fiddly bit. Okay, we have 8 bars of little fiddliness. In fact, it's only 7 for you, isn't it? And then we go back to big loud notes again. So let's just slow this down. I'm looking at bar 346, or if you look forwards to figure 45, I'll count back from figure 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 bars before figure 45. We have this E there. Amen. 1, 2. Amen, 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 amen. So let's just look at that again. At the beginning, we're fine. Amen, amen, all fine. And then, amen. And it's this bar, bum, 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 that I want the rhythm to be really nice and precise, please. Bum, 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 amen, amen. 1, 2, amen. And then back to the E. Amen, amen. Can we try that whole phrase now? From the bar 346 where we began. 1, 2. Amen, 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 amen. One more of those, please. Good stuff. 1, 2. Amen, 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 amen. Great. That's the final fiddly bit, I promise. Then we get a lovely G sharp. Amen, which is unison with everyone. Amen. And you stay on it. 1, 2, 1, 2, men. And that men will be nice and short, just a quaver. So that's all okay. Then, as you know, the soloists come in. They've not been helping you whatsoever throughout all of that allegro. They've just been sitting there looking at the nails whilst you've been literally working your socks off. Probably steam coming out of your head by now, out of your ears. And then they just get up and sing, In unum Deum. And then the piano. And then we get the biggest musical joke. Credo! And altos, you'll get your note from the piano. There shall be credo for the end, okay? And remember, as usual, the cr of credo will come way before the beat. The e will come on the beat. Credo, off. The end. Really surprising, really loud and energetic. Altos, what a good amount of concentrated and slow rehearsing. Your brains must be frying. Mine certainly is completely frazzled, as we had the sopranos before this. I think I need something for my poor throat as well, because I'm not a soprano either. What we're going to do to finish, it's not over yet, is go back to the beginning. Movement 10, et resurrexit, full run through. And please don't worry if not every note is perfect in the allegro. I'd be quite concerned if you managed to learn the whole thing that quickly. I think, you know, maybe you are a genius. So don't worry if not everything is there right now, but let's give it a go. See how it's kind of coming. And then the beauty is this video lasts forever. So you can come back and have a little look at those sections again with me and the piano, and then we will get there. Remember, light singing, light and bouncing singing. As soon as you put too much voice behind it, we'll trip over our own voices. It's too much and it won't work. It has to be light, it has to be dancing and bouncing. Here we go, the beginning of Et Resurrexit. It's page 129 for me. I think a strong gin sounds good, Alexandra. Here we go. Relax your sound. Well, altos, thank you so much for working so hard today. I know it takes so much concentration going through the notes like that. So thank you very much. Next week we're on to the Sanctus and the Agnus Dei, and it's the final week of the course. Can you believe it? I really can't. It's really flown by. We will definitely go through that next week as well. Tutti as well, just to recap. Remember, you can come back to this video whenever you like, go through it slowly again and try it fast again. Well done everyone, and I will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.